So to start, I think we should talk about Killers of the Flower Moon first.
All right, let's do it.
What were your initial thoughts of this 3.5 hour movie?
Dude, I know they don't make these anymore. Where's Scorsese? Or I will say it's a Scorsese movie, like for sure. Like if you watch this movie like Goodfellas, what was another one? Wolf of Wall Street. It's about like these criminals like working their way up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this movie's no different, but what's different is that they're doing it to, they're fucked up and we're seeing who they're doing it to.
Yeah.
And like going in, I was expecting like a massacre, like they're killing a whole, I don't know, like tribe or like city, but like I think them like condensing into like it's this one family like just makes it like kind of worse,
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I bought into the hype. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I liked it a lot. And yeah, I just really like that. I just love like going to the theater and being immersed for, 10 hours. So I was ready for it.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, so it was basically like a game of Mafia, right? Like,
Yeah.
Once it got going, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's a game of Mafia, but like, there's just like, it's 3.5 hours, so you kind of have to like, if you're not fully invested in it, it can be tough to stay with, I think, because since it's not like a big fantastic like everybody
Like gangsters or
like, yeah, it's not like really flashy or anything. It's kind of, I don't know, you have to kind of try harder to stay invested, I feel like. So and then the first thing I told you when I came out of the theater, I was like, well, for me, I feel like it didn't have to be, it did have to be 3.5 hours, in that like there wasn't anything really to like take out, but I didn't feel attached enough or like invested in the story enough to be like, man, that was worth 3.5 hours of my life. You know what I mean?
Damn, bro. That's crazy.
That's where I'm at about it. Although it was really good, it was really well made. Yeah, that's my feeling on it.
I don't know why it just reminded me, but I like the way Scorsese does like killing in his movies. It's so like ugly and like that's how killing is, like straight up and violent. Yeah, it's like it's out of the blue. Yeah,
yeah,
he's been like that from the beginning though. But yeah.
You can also tell. I don't know where I saw this on TikTok or something, but like, I guess he allows a lot of improv, and I feel like I could notice it. Well, like now that it's in my head, like I'm like, oh, they're probably improving because.
No, yeah, for sure. That one scene where the I don't know if it was a leader, but it was like the council, right? And he was just like talking and talking. I was like, well, that's for sure. He was just talking, and they're letting the cameras roll.
Yeah,
but I thought that invested me though for sure. I was like, damn, like like he's spitting facts. Low-key.
Yeah. So my other take, we discussed it a little bit, but my other take was, man, Scorsese, like maybe he just doesn't know how to edit himself, because all his movies are freaking long. Like, bro, condense your story a little bit. But I kind of forget all the points that you made. So like, what?
No, yeah. So what you brought up was like the dialogue scenes, right? Like, why are they like talking and talking and talking?
Yeah.
But like for me personally, like, again, you still have to be invested. Like it's still a personal thing, but also like what Scorsese likes to do is like when they talk, he makes it super important. But with that, it has to be long. But like it has to hit several like different beats in the conversation. Like the example I gave was when they first met, the DiCaprio and De Niro. Not only are they meeting for the first time again for like in a long time, but De Niro also has to like, oh, I want him to...
He's grooming him, yeah.
Yeah, he's grooming him, yeah, that's what I said, yeah. And then it's like, there's so many things he wants in a conversation, like, and he does that throughout the entire movie, so...
That's true.
He wants it to be, like, rich, but again, it has to be slow, and if you're not ready for it, or if you're not, prepare yourself for it...
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's just a lot to, like, pick up in those conversations, too, because it's like...
Yeah.
Man, it's just a lot of talk. It's hard. Like, it's definitely not for everybody, I think. Like,
yeah. No, this is definitely like this is something. This is okay. This is gonna go into my rating a little bit, but it feels like something that could have been made, like, like around the same time as a Goodfellas. Like, it still feels like that length, that kind of movie,
Yeah.
Like where it's like, it's not epic. Well, no, it kind of is, but like, it feels like a small personal story, but it's still epic somehow. Like you don't like. They don't make movies like that anymore.
Yeah, it was a little more subtle, I think. I don't know if that's the right word, but it feels like the right word. It was kind of like Oppenheimer, sort of, but with no, I'm not cooking nothing there. But you know what I mean? Like there's this, like
no, yeah, keep talking.
How do I say it? There's like a lot of it was a lot of info divulged through conversation, and you really had to like focus and follow along. And yeah, he got through a lot of the plot points that way, which it's not for everyone. Like, I know some of my friends or like my family, if like some of them went and saw that, I don't think they would they wouldn't like it at all. But yeah, I can appreciate like the story. What did you think about? It's not really a spoiler, sort of like how they ended it with the stage portion.
I thought that was crazy because like he's not like. Well, what do you think of it? I'll see what you say first.
So at first I was like, this is a cop out. Like, finish your story, show it on screen. And it's kind of because basically they're describing the aftermath.
What? Yeah, exactly.
Through this radio show, which I don't know. At first I was
feels cheap.
Like, it feels cheap. That's the perfect way to put it. That was my perspective.
See, so it's good that you said that because I had a feeling that's how you're gonna feel, but I think that's the point. You know, that's the point. It's like this shit actually happened, right? But then to reduce it to just like a radio show or like it was just like this thing on the stage is like we're not really doing it justice. Like, and that's like another way of saying movies don't do any of like what actually happened justice. It's like even Scorsese like saying himself like we shouldn't really be making movies about this kind of shit, but it's like like at some point like at some way or another we're like glamorizing it because like this happened to real people and we're like taking advantage of what happened to them for like other reasons. So yeah, that's how I saw it.
No, I feel that. I didn't think about it that way. I was also I was big hating on his cameo. I was like, why are you here? Like,
again, that's like it's like somebody else would be like, oh, that's kind of pretentious. Why did he just put himself in there like that? But again, it's like, no, like that's kind of the point. It's like, why would like that? Like, would this actually happen? It's fucked up, and then like you're gonna do this like to the actual story, you know, that happened in real life. But like that's kind of the point. I feel like.
That's interesting. Yeah. But
and that's the thing too. For him to say that, Scorsese himself, because like a lot of his movies are like based on real, or I don't know. No, yeah, they are. I think pretty sure Goodfellas is based on a true story, right? Irishman for sure. Wolf of Wall Street. And then, but yeah, so like for him to like do that himself is like, you know, he's kind of like shooting himself in the foot. You know, he's like talking shit about himself. Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I think it was a solid
also
watch,
the acting,
though, for sure. Oh yeah,
even though they're like big names, even like the supporting actors were really good. Like the crazy sister, she was only in it for like the first hour. Who knows? It might have been like the first half hour or hour and a half.
Wait, the drunk one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, yeah.
She was really good, I thought.
Yeah. Actually, everybody was good. I don't. I
even
can't
De Niro.
think of
I texted you De Niro. Like he only shows up for his boy. You know, Scorsese. He doesn't do anything else. He doesn't act for anything else but this guy.
Yep.
And then I saw a tweet. Oh, it's so good. You know how he has those stupid fucking goggles. I was like, why is he wearing that? But then I saw a tweet that was like, it reminded when you see an owl, it represents death, and then the goggles. Yeah, he looks like a freaking owl.
Damn. And that went over my head. I just took it as like they're probably just wearing that because that's what you're wearing convertibles at the time. But it's super interesting.
No, yeah, but he was a good villain. Like he never really did. Well, no, of course he did stuff that was like villainy, but like like the way he's acting is like that's not a villain, you know. Like he's just a nice old man taking care of his town.
Very charismatic.
Yeah.
And he had the town. In the palm of his hand.
And then this is early on in the movie where they're like celebrating at the wedding, I think. And then one of the sisters is dying, and he goes up to her. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, this guy is so fucking evil. Like, holy shit.
At that point too, like, I don't think I even knew it was him for sure yet, or I don't know. I can't remember. But at some point, I was is it him?
The movie never outright says it, but like, at some point you're just like, okay, well,
Yeah, at
you
some
know.
point it's obvious, but there was a time in the middle somewhere where I was like, wait, who is it? I don't know yet. But
Yeah.
I think it was like when they revealed. I won't go that far. But like, there was a point where I was like, oh yeah, okay, I see what's happening here. But it really was like a game of Mafia too. That's cool
Yeah.
because they were all hiding in plain sight,
Uh-huh.
and everybody had to be like, who did it? Who done it?
Oh, Brendan Fraser, what'd you think of him?
Oh, the scene where DiCaprio comes in and sits on the chair, that was crazy.
That was straight
funny.
what you do in town of Salem, yeah? Like just
Yeah.
gaslighting the last townie or some shit.
Yeah. Dude, it was awesome. The interrogation. Or it wasn't an interrogation, but it was like a...
Oh yeah, I don't know if you noticed, I didn't realize it until somebody pointed, again, I saw a tweet and they pointed it out. They used the same actor in like several freaking spots. I'm like, yeah, the dude just keeps showing up. They even
Did
show
they?
up, so he was in the jury, and then Leonardo DiCaprio looks at him, he's like, what the hell, he's here? Do you remember that shot? That
Kind of. I
actor-
remember seeing somebody in the jury that I recognized,
Yeah.
but now I can't
Yeah,
remember.
no, yeah, me too. I was like, holy shit, this guy was throughout the entire movie. He was the guy who, remember when Lily Gladstone, she's the Native American lady, the main one?
Okay, yeah.
She tried to like do something, right? I forget what it was. She was trying to get her medicine. That's what it was. And then she was talking to a guy, and the guy was like, oh no. That was like at the very beginning of the movie. That was him. And then he showed up again, and like, I don't know, he just kept showing up, and I was like, I swear, like something, I don't know, I thought that was super interesting.
He
just
was
to show that, like-
townsperson A.
Yeah, he was just like, it's like everybody's against them.
Yeah. Oh, what did you...
Also that too. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, go.
No, like how I don't know, I felt so stupid. Like the first few scenes were showing how like the Native Americans, like the oil was in their land, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
they were the ones that were rich off of it. I felt so dumb. Like damn, and they were the only ones that had like cool stuff, and
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
Yeah.
eye opening.
So what did you think of the two main characters' relationship and how it evolved throughout the movie?
Okay, see, yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. If people like want to like talk shit about Scorsese, they talk about how he like portrays women, but I thought he did it really good this time, especially their relationship. Again, when they talk in the first like hour, it's like pretty long, but that's how I like it. Like I like when I see the characters bond, because that to me, that's the movie, is like seeing characters build relationships.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty well done.
Yeah, it is like necessary too, because at the end it makes the last conversation they have was
Like,
more
yeah.
powerful that way,
Yeah.
because like you really felt that they had like a real relationship, even though there was a lot of lying going on around it.
Yeah.
But like you just can't. Yeah, it's just kind of tragic.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I really felt that part. I liked a
No,
lot.
yeah, I also read something. I think it was from Scorsese himself in an interview, where like, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is all like, oh no, he's like kind of like, what's the word? He's like, I'm not, I don't, I forget what I'm trying to say already. But they both do this thing where they're just like, they didn't want to fully believe something. Yeah, like she doesn't want to fully believe that he is one of those white men that like kills everybody. He's trying to like invade their family.
Right.
Like, he doesn't want to believe like that he's like killing her. I think that's what it was. Right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I thought that was like super interesting too. Like they both have this like, they're like, no, it's not true. Like until like the end of the movie, where it's like they both in that scene, they're like, okay, they accept it. Yeah.
Yeah. Except, well, he kind of,
We don't know what he thinks, but
that was a crazy like scene.
yeah.
But yeah, what would you give it out of 5?
See, I'm huge on recency bias, but I do think it's a 5. I think that, like I said, like this is something that could have been made like years ago, and to me, that's what makes it like timeless is like a huge factor for me. And yeah, and I think also we talked about like masterpieces, right? Like years from now is a movie that everybody's gonna be talking about. I honestly think this is gonna be one of those movies.
Really?
I think it's up there with like Goodfellas and Casinos. I didn't watch Casino, but Casino's like one that everybody talks about too. I think so. Oh, The Departed too. Yeah, I think it's like on those same levels. Yeah.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah, I know.
I'm between a 4 and a 4.5. I personally, I don't think I see myself coming back to it
Yeah.
like willingly, but it was really well made. And it was an interesting story. So I'll make up my mind and go 4.5. I'll go 4.5.
All right.
Yeah. I think if it was a little bit more condensed and a little bit more more toward my, this is like a personal taste thing too. Like
Yeah. No. Yeah. For
cat,
sure.
it's not really I don't know, my favorite type of thing. Also, it was long. Anyway, all right. Moving on.